Breaking news from the Voyager platform. A lot of crypto investors have their funds locked up in Voyager, which currently is not allowing withdrawals, trades of crypto, meaning you can't sell your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, anything like that. You can't send it to a wallet. You can't send it to Coinbase. You can't send it to Robinhood or anywhere else. It is locked on the platform. This happened right after the same exact thing happened to Celsius. All of these platforms are interconnected, but I have some breaking news for you from Voyager regarding an update that all customers just received. So this is such breaking news that I still got the tag on my shirt. I didn't take it off. And usually I'll wear a hat, so I had to wear this toy hat because it's all that I have around. So let's break this down and try to analyze what the heck this means. So they write, earlier today, we began a restructuring process aimed at strengthening Voyager Digital's financial position. So they filed for a Chapter 11 protection. This is bankruptcy, right? We're talking bankruptcy. There's Chapter 7, where the company stops operating, and there's Chapter 11, which is somewhat hopeful. This means that they're going to be restructuring their debt and creating what is going to be a debt payoff plan. Now, filing for Chapter 11 protection is not the same thing as receiving Chapter 11 protection. Maybe this might help Voyager out. But there is good news for people who had cash, not USDC, but cash on the Voyager platform. But before we get to that, let's keep reading. So they talk about the confidence we gave Voyager, etc., disconcerting news that this Chapter 11 bankruptcy is still, just a chance. But they are saying, hey, you guys are our main focus. I mean, what company doesn't say their customers aren't their main focus, okay? Not news here. Voyager is not going out of business. That's great. The restructuring process is intended to help them stay in business, right? If they are approved for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. There's still a chance they might not be approved, in which case we kind of are fudged. So let's keep reading this a little bit more. Voyager was created with an idea, and here they are again blaming Three Arrows Capital, which has not paid back a loan that Voyager gave them. And Three Arrows Capital has also fallen apart right before Celsius, and so we're seeing this huge ripple effect. This is such a ripple effect that if Voyager is not successful with this whole Chapter 11 thing, if Celsius is forced to liquidate its positions, we may see a huge crypto crash. If you think this is bad right now, we might even fall proportionally to 2018, which means Bitcoin can go as low as $12,000 per coin, and Ethereum can drop all the way down to the 300 mark. We're still very far away from that. It's my guess as anyone's if we will actually get to that point. But if these companies start liquidating, then I think it's very possible we might see yet another 70% crash. I would personally not gamble guessing if it will happen, if it won't happen. I think averaging in every week, every day, every month is key. But again, what platform do you use? Probably none of them anymore. I don't trust any of them after all what's happened here. So let's keep on reading here. They have a plan of reorganizations. So upon implementation, we would be able to resume access to our accounts, all this silly stuff that we've been doing, trading, day trading, trying to make a profit. We would be able to keep doing that. However, this requires court approval. Customers with crypto in our accounts, we will receive in exchange a combination of the crypto that is inside of our accounts, so access to that crypto, any proceeds from the 3AC recovery, which might be nothing, common shares in the newly reorganized company, which means that we will get stocks from Voyager, which are, doing so great right now. And then we will also receive Voyager tokens, which is something I've never been a fan of, even though the Voyager tokens does give all of these perks on their platform, such as increasing referral bonuses and things like that. I have always sold them as soon as I received them. Now, to be fair, when these things happen, a lot of big players bet against these tokens, and we saw with the Celsius token, the Cell token, it actually skyrocketed in price after Celsius announced we are stopping withdrawals, kind of like a short squeeze, which we saw with AMC and GameStop in 2020. Customers, here's the good part, customers with USDC deposits in their account will receive access to those funds after a fraud prevention process with the bank where they actually hold cash. So I think that is decent news. I think it's scary news for especially new investors in crypto. It's terrible if you have a lot of your funds locked up in the Voyager platform. I hope this is a sign. All of the crypto OGs were saying the same thing over and over, which is not your keys, not your coin. So one thing that you can do, which is very simple to do, is download a Robinhood wallet, a Coinbase wallet, a MetaMask wallet, which takes about 5 to 8 minutes. Transfer as much crypto from these exchanges onto there while you wait to invest $70 to $150 into a ledger, which is a USB type device where you can store your crypto. It is somewhat of a process to do that. It takes a skill set. It takes some time, maybe an hour's worth. But, would you rather give up an hour of your time and maybe $150 to protect 1,000 or more? Some people have maybe $50,000 locked up, $100,000 locked up. And I have a personal friend that has, I don't even want to say it, but hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have multiple friends actually who have hundreds of thousands of dollars locked up between Voyager and Celsius, all for that interest, which was such a great deal. It's very scary times for the crypto community, regardless of what token you're excited about. This is a very tough time, and I sympathize and empathize with all of you, and I am one of you too. I have my earliest crypto coins locked up in Celsius. I have all of my Avalanche tokens locked up in Voyager. So I am hopeful that we will be able to get some of our coins back. But at the time being, it seems like it might be quite a wait. And only imagine if Voyager and Celsius says, okay, guys, we're back in business. What's the first thing that will happen? People will bank rush, meaning they will start pulling coins out. I think what will be a very cool solution for them is to kind of do what the alt space is doing. Now, when I say alt, I mean alternative investment space, such as Rolex watches, rare cars like Porsches from the 1960s or whatever, rare Pokemon cards. There are platforms such as Rally Road, and what they do there to help make sure that investors don't just pull out all of their cash is they tell investors, hey, for 90 days, you can't take out anything. So in 90 days, you will get a window, if you choose to, pull some stuff out. And that's exactly, I think, the model that will be most successful for these platforms. Now, full disclosure, I am a huge fan of Rally Road, and they no longer actually use that model, except for an initial investment that you make in an item that is brand new to their website. So I do think that older Rally Road model will help with these crypto platforms. Maybe they can reward people with incentives for holding the crypto on their website and their platforms, which I believe the only one that had that lockup period plan is crypto.com. And I don't think there's too many red flags going off about crypto.com, but I believe that since Voyager, 3AC, and Celsius are having such difficulties, it is a matter of time until that spills over to every single other platform, including Robinhood, including Coinbase. It's just a matter of time, in my opinion. We might see one of the greatest crypto crashes that we have ever seen. So, good luck out there. But this is also, I think, an amazing opportunity. If you believe that crypto is going to stay here, you're definitely going to get an opportunity to buy it for a more affordable price, a cheaper point of entry. I think a lot of investors or future investors are very excited, especially if you just started contributing to Voyager and Celsius. I think it is just a matter of time until we will have another great opportunity. So I'm not saying hold all of your money right now and wait for that opportunity. It may not come, but I think the odds are favoring such an opportunity, which is a secondary, the second half basically of this crypto crash. But then again, a lot of people are predicting it, and that's kind of priced into crypto right now. So even though Bitcoin's at 19K, we see nations like El Salvador, etc., buying it up. We see a MicroStrategy buying it up. We see a lot of companies kind of getting their values worth off of these lower crypto prices. So will it go down lower? I think, in my opinion, the chances are greater that it will go down lower, but it might not. It might just linger in this price point where we have it, where Bitcoin's kind of shifting between high 17,000s or mid 17,000s all the way to 23,000s. And a lot of day trades can be made there. But again, I think the most successful people in crypto are the buy and hold investors. But now the true question is, where do we buy and hold? And at the end of the day, the ledger is the safest way to buy and hold. But once again, the consideration you have to make, at what point do you do that? When you have $1,000, $150 into a ledger as an investment, right, for security, that's 15% of your investment, right? When you compare that with the stock market gives back about 10% as an annualized average. So are you willing to give away more than a year and a half's worth if, again, you just reach that 4-figure mark in your crypto portfolio? So that's something to think about. There's an opportunity cost, but again, who cares if you have $1,000 or $5,000 or $500,000 if it just gets locked up? So like the great financially savvy book, The Richest Man in Babylon, suggests, every investment you make, you must make sure that it is secure, because even if Bitcoin is a great investment and you're okay with tolerating it falling from 69,000 giggity all the way down to 19,000, and you're okay with that, you should not be punished by having it locked up on some platform. That's not right. That's not what this is about. So I understand everyone's frustration here, but hopefully we get some changes here. And I think that the change is actually on you, on me. We all made this mistake together, and hopefully we can rebuild our positions, especially if there's a second half of this crash coming. Then we're optimal, right? But again, if you have lower income, it's going to be tougher. We're also entering a recession with 99% probability, so it is going to be tougher. If you lose your job or anything like that, you cannot build your crypto portfolios. And once again, crypto is highly speculative. It might change the world. I personally believe Ethereum especially will change the world, but I don't know which coin will be successful. No one does. Bitcoin kind of loses its functionality, but that's a whole other TED Talk, because Bitcoin is just about perceived value. And at the end of the day, if in just a few years we could give all of this value to Bitcoin, can it take just a decade to take it all away? We got to consider these things. And that's why when I invest in crypto, I understand that the risks are huge. It could all go to zero. Will it? Probably not, especially not in the next year or two, in my opinion. I do think that this technology will, within the next 10, 15 years, revolutionize the world, revolutionize the way elections work, so on and so on. So if this insight was helpful to you in any way, consider liking, consider subscribing. I will be posting more updates as soon as I receive them. And with that being said, peace out. This is Funancialism.